demonstrate where the oil is. If you can see the droplets of oil here, if I do this, look at it, follow my stick around, the oil just sticks. And here's the sheen, you can see how fast it comes clumping together? See the oil, it attaches to the stick immediately? So here, usually this PRP product, our beeswax, is sprayed through a hydroseeder where we can take care of this area quickly. Right now, I'm just demonstrating how we can spray it on. We're going to put it on here, on the sheen. Because this is not a river, it's standing still. I'm going to show you how this is going to encase and encapsulate the oil. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure, see how it's floating? This is oilophilia and hydrophobic material, so it's not going to sink underneath. But what it will do, if I agitate, it will collect that oil. Now look where I am right here, and I'm going to move this around. Anywhere that beeswax touches a hydrocarbon, it attaches to it immediately. You can see the color of the PRP product, the beeswax, change to more brown. Let me break it up here a little bit, clumps. And that means it's got oil in it, encased and encapsulated. That entrapped that oil. See this right here? White powder, dark powder. That is encased oil that'll never come out. I can never squeeze that out. It's now one molecular structure, only to be devoured by natural-born organisms right now. And the remediation process starts immediately, but this section right here that I just treated, look, there's no more oil. It's all gone. It's all encased in that floating beeswax. Okay? Look.
Do you see that?
Oil, no oil. And see how that oilophilia material soaks in? So with
it is grabbing the oil.
Now what we use is one little half a quart
and pulling it down
goes on thick and agitates as it's going on
to the bottom, encapsulating it, entombing it.
Protects the grasses, the animals. Birds can fly into this, be washed with this. It remediates and cleans them off. It saves them. Turtles, frogs, everything that's in here. But look, there's no more oil right here. Oil here. Look at the stick. All oil gone. Now look at the stick if I do this.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at all.
He shouldn't be shaking like this, and I shouldn't be able to pick him up like this. Alright, we just pulled this shell out of the river. It feels like it's got, look at that. This dude does not look healthy
We're
at
on Battle
all.
Creek, Michigan with the Talmadge Creek spill from Enbridge Oil.
Alright, so go ahead and tell me what we're seeing.
Well, this caught my attention because I thought it was a snail shell. We broke off this little bit here. And when I picked it up, I realized it looked like that. I mean, it looked like the coating of these other rock-like formations. So I noticed there was a little hole, like where the snails, their entrance. So we pinched it to see if it was rock or shell. And what we found was a shell encased, entombed in this, whatever this is, this oil coagulant stuff. So you can see the shell is right there, but you can see it's what, got about 1 millimeter or 2 maybe of this product encasing it. Nothing. This is creepy. This is like mummified, entombed.
Oh yes, that white powder. Oh, how good that was. I even was sprayed by that white powder.
Were you really?
Yes, with one of the workers because he didn't like me taking his picture.
And they sprayed you with white powder.
Yes. And then
How were they applying that? Was that getting dumped in bags, or did you see
yeah,
them?
it was dumped in bags, and then he came closer to me and he dumped it, and then it went
that dust right in your face.
Yeah. And that's how I ended up with the chemical
The rashes.
the rash and stuff on my face. And that's unfortunately
What led to other problems that you had?
yeah.
Yeah. That's horrible. So was that white powder dumped in by boats, or did you see them dump it along the banks?
They were put
Or
in by boats and by the dumping it by the bank. I seen them doing all of it. just like when they said that, oh, we'd clean our boats every night.
Right.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
They spray the chemicals on, flip the boats over, spray the chemicals on the bottom, and let the oil just drip off.
Okay, if that chemicals were so bad, then why didn't they have their workers be protected?
Because it didn't look good. When people drove by and were wondering what they were doing and how the oil spill looked, they didn't want people out there in hazmat suits and oxygen masks, and yeah, it wasn't a good visual. So yeah.
And some of the people that worked on that spill is now,
They're getting sick now.
they're very sick.
Yeah.
At first, you know, oh, I'm great, my house great, I'm doing really good. Well, now it's not. Now they're starting to show their colors now.
So if you had to describe what you've seen with these people, how they're deteriorating or how they're affected from the stuff, is it safe to say that like this stuff or the effects from whatever these chemicals are work as like an accelerant? They actually enhance any underlying problems or health issues that people have and just amplify them and, you know,
It's like,
incubate them, I guess, is the best
yes,
way to
it's
say
like
it.
how the commercial says about chicken pox. If you had chicken pox when you were younger, you might still have shingles, when you get older.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
That's a good way to explain it, yeah.
That's the same way with this oil spill.